Bitcoin Daily Structure Update, January 13, 2026. Bitcoin presses into the upper structure as recovery rotates toward its next decision zone. This update is a continuation of the January 1st and January 5th desk reports. The MacroStructure remains unchanged. Only price behavior has continued to evolve inside it. What we are observing is not a new trend, but the market working through a two-way structure that was already mapped before the year began. January 1st. Structure before the move. On January 1st, Bitcoin was trading below the central pivot, 88,890, and just above the ceiling of the lower structure at Micro 5, approximately 87,000. At that stage, price was still compressed inside a two-way structure, with no confirmed access to the upper range. The upper structure references 90,966, 94,326, and 95,804 were already defined on the chart, but had not yet been accepted by price. This was the framework before the rally began. January 5th, first structural acceptance. By January 5th, Bitcoin had reclaimed the central pivot, 88,890, and rotated into the upper structure, testing Micro 1, approximately 90,966, for the first time. That move marked the first structural transition of the year, shifting price from the lower structure ceiling into the upper structure floor. Price was no longer compressed. It was beginning to work with the higher time frame structure. Where Bitcoin is trading now, as of January 13th, Bitcoin has continued rotating through the same predefined levels and is now pressing into Micro 4, 94,326, the upper boundary of the current daily structure. This level has acted as a repeated decision zone since November 2025, and price has now returned to it after holding a higher low base. Why the pullbacks mattered. The most recent retracement did not break the structure. Price held above Micro 1, 90,966. Central pivot, 88,890. This band forms the floor of the upper structure and the ceiling of the lower structure. Holding above it kept the upper structure rotation alive. Since then, Bitcoin has continued to form higher lows, showing accumulation rather than liquidation. Upper structure, decision zone. Above Micro 4, 94,326. Two levels define the ceiling of the upper structure. Micro 5, 95,804. Pivot, 97,686. This band has not yet been accepted from above. It remains the next structural decision zone, where the market will either rotate or transition into the next phase. What this desk is documenting. This report is not about predicting direction. It is about observing how price behaves around 94,326, current decision zone, 95,804, and 97,686, upper structure ceiling, 90,966 and 88,890, upper structure floor. These levels existed before price reached them. Now price is showing how they are being traded. These desks documents a structure-first process, observing how price accepts or rejects predefined levels over time. Coverage spans from futures, commodities, forex, bonds, crypto, stocks, and indices, with structure providing context before direction. This observation is for informational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice.